Hey everyone, and welcome back to another eShop Deals video, where each and every week we go through the eShop and I pick out which would be my best pickups for the week. And I've got to say that this week we have got some monster deals, with over half the games on today's list being at brand new low prices. Now, just a quick reminder that I don't go over the deals mentioned in last week's video. However, that video will be linked in the top pinned comment down below. You can always check it out because some deals are still running. Also, about halfway through the video, I'll be announcing this week's winner of the $5 eShop gift card. If ever you were wondering how you can participate in that giveaway, all you need to do is check out my midweek update video with the under $5 list and drop a comment in that video. So yet again, since we have a list of just over 20 games, we're going to jump right into the deals. Just don't forget that if you do like the content, to please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. Now we're going to start this week's list once again very strong with Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom that is at a brand new lowest ever price of 75% off for only $9.99, and we'll have the deal running all the way to November 4th. Now we do have quite a few Wonder Boy / Monster Boy remasters now on the Switch, and this entry in my opinion really is the best of all of them. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the series, this is a 2D action platformer with an overall Metroidvania type design. It has, in my opinion, the best overall visuals in the whole series, and also some of the best level designs and action sequences you can get in the whole series. Basically, this is a game that I bought at full price and I never looked back, so when you can get it like today at $10, it is an amazing deal. Now we're jumping right into another game at a brand new low with Blasphemous that is 66% off, now only $8.49, and will also have its deal running till November 4th. So once again, we have a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania. However, this time it will be a very challenging entry. Blasphemous is not an easy game to pick up and master. However, when you do so, it is a game that is extremely satisfying. Another thing to know about it is that the presentation is very gothic inspired and does get pretty gruesome overall. But I personally love its presentation and I love the challenge level that it offers, and overall it has some of the most interesting boss designs I've ever encountered. Lastly, if you need any more convincing, it's also offering a free downloadable demo to give the game a try. Now, our next entry is a game that I never thought would hit a price so low, and that is Hob the Definitive Edition that is now 85% off for only $2.99 and will have its deal running only till October 19th, so make sure you move quick. And on top of it, because of this amazing low price, this game is my pick of the week. Now, Hob is actually a 3D action adventure game. Think of sort of a 3D Zelda game where you'll be exploring the world, you'll be going through different dungeons and ruins, and you'll be ultimately solving puzzles. And Hob is another one of those entries that even at its full price of $20, you know what? It was a decent offering. Which is why I never expected this game to get to such a low price. And honestly, if you are into 3D adventure games, there is no reason not to be picking up this game at only $3. On top of it, this one this week is also offering a free downloadable demo. Now next we'll be talking about a series that is on sale, which is the Torchlight series that are also at brand new lows, with the second and third one being on sale this week. However, my personal favorite and my better of the two entries, I would say, is Torchlight 2 here, that is currently 70% off at only $5.99. And on top of it, both these deals you do have to move quick. They are only running till October 19th. Now, both these games are top-down, Diablo-inspired dungeon crawlers. And it's odd to say, but although the third entry has better graphics, as I said earlier, in my opinion, the better overall game is the second entry. So if you're looking for some really solid top-down action RPGs for your Switch, you have two really solid entries. And if you once again need any more convincing, the second entry is actually offering a free downloadable demo, something that's not present for the third one. Now the next entry on our list is going to be Yooka Laylee and the Impossible Lair that is back to its lowest price of 75% off for only $7.49, and this will be running till November 4th. Now this game is definitely among my favorite 2D platformers on the Nintendo Switch. It combines a 3D overworld where you need to solve a few puzzles with some awesome Donkey Kong inspired 2D levels. What's amazing about this game is its original concept where at any point in the game you can actually attempt the final level and actually finish the game. Fair warning though, it really lives up to its name with the impossible lair, and unless you go through the majority of the levels and pick up the upgrades you need, it is almost impossible to finish that final level from the beginning. But ultimately, this game has some great visuals and some amazing level designs, and if you need any more convincing, it also offers a free downloadable demo. Now, our next game is also back to the equivalent of its lowest price ever, with Golf Story back to 50% off for $7.49, and will have its deal running till October 22nd. Now, Golf Story, in my opinion, is one of those indie titles that almost everyone needs to try. It's a crazy mashup between an RPG and golfing mechanics. I know that mashup sounds crazy and unconventional, but it offers some amazing gameplay, and this game is just overall so charming that it's really hard not to fall in love with it. Overall, if you haven't played this game yet and you want to take a chance on something really original, I say definitely pick up Golf Story for this week. At $7.49, it is definitely worth it. Now, the next deal on our list is one that I've talked about quite a few times, but it is also this week at a brand new low, with Monster Sanctuary now being 50% off for $9.99, and with a deal that will be running all the way to November 4th. Now, here again, we have another great mashup, which is basically monster taming meets a Metroidvania type design. Now, don't be fooled here, this is far from a Pokemon clone. Because yes, there is monster taming, but it does it in a completely original way. Number one, all battles are 3v3. And there's an extreme emphasis here on basically combining the moves in the right order between your different monsters. On top of it, the platforming sections are incredibly interesting as well, as I said earlier, offering you a Metroidvania type design that will have you playing for hours and hours. Overall, this game is truly a steal at $9.99. Now next, we have another game that is back to the equivalent of its lowest ever price, with God Eater 3 back to 80% off for only $11.99, with a deal running all the way to October 22nd. Now, I've talked about this game quite a few times on the channel, and ultimately it feels a lot like a Monster Hunter type design game that is basically thrown into an anime storyline. But overall, it has a really great addicting loop of beating huge monsters, using their body parts to forge weapons and armor, and then going and taking on even bigger and badder monsters. Throw into that a teen-focused anime storyline, and you've got actually quite a decent offering, especially when you're only picking it up for $12. On top of it, this one is also offering a free downloadable demo. Now, our next deal is also another game returning to its lowest ever price, with Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth, the complete edition, back to 60% off for only $19.99, and once again running till October 22nd. So this is an RPG set in the Digimon universe, and yes, this is another monster taming type of game. However, as I've said many times suggesting this game, I really wasn't expecting much, because sometimes the Digimon games that we got in the West were somewhat disappointing. But Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth is actually a very solid entry with a very interesting storyline and some really great gameplay. And by past comments I got, I would say that even if you do not know what the Digimon universe is, as long as you're a fan of RPGs, you will definitely get a great experience from Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth. And at $20, it is a very good deal. Now, the next game on the list is a personal favorite of mine, with Sonic Mania back to 50% off at $9.99, that will have its deal running till October 25th. Now, in my opinion, no questions asked, if you want the best 2D Sonic game currently on the Switch, it's right here in front of you in the form of Sonic Mania. This basically was a passion project made by fans that Sega ended up endorsing and publishing under their name. Pulling some great ideas from the original games and also throwing in some new ones, this is ultimately, as I said earlier, the best 2D Sonic, and also, in my opinion, one of the best overall 2D platformers on the Nintendo Switch. And at $9.99, it overall is just a great experience. So now it's time to take a quick break and announce this week's winner of the $5 eShop gift card. And I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce it yet again, but this week's winner is going to be Miss Yell, who basically said, "Slain back from hell looks amazing, gotta have that." And I gotta agree with you, Miss Yell, as long as you can deal with the difficulty level, Slain is an amazing pickup at only $4.99. So all you need to do to claim your $5 eShop gift card is reach out to me in my pinned comment down below in this video. Now, our next couple of entries will once again be at lowest ever prices, and the first of these two is RollerCoaster Tycoon 3, the complete edition, at now 55% off for $13.49, and also will have the deal running all the way to November 4th. Now, I'm not sure this series actually needs much of an introduction, but this is basically a theme park builder. And it took me a while to actually try RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 on the Switch because I was worried at how the controls would actually translate, this being based on a PC game. However, I was very pleasantly surprised. The roller coaster building and the park building has really been streamlined and quite well adapted to the Switch's controls. And I can say that at $13.49, if you're into the park building scene, this is a great game to have in your library. And now we jump right into that second deal that is at a brand new low price with Jurassic World Evolution, the complete edition, also now 55% off, knocking the price to $26.99, and with the deal also running till November 4th. Now, very much along the lines of the last game, this is yet again a theme park builder, however this time set in the Jurassic World universe. So here you'll be basically setting up a dinosaur theme park, where you'll have to deal with escaped dinosaurs and a lot of dangers that come along with this universe. But it is once again a really great adaptation of a park builder on the Nintendo Switch, and overall at $26.99 a great experience, especially because this pack comes with all the DLC included. Now, our next deal will be Forager, that is back to 50% off at $9.99, and we'll have the deal running this time till October 22nd. Now, this game is among my favorite 2D open world exploration, farming, and crafting games. Basically, what I really love about this game is how these simple designs are yet just so attractive. And overall, this is one heck of an addictive game. So be careful if you get deep into those farming games. Forager is going to be one of those games that will pull you in for hours and hours at a time. But overall, if you're into this type of game, at only $9.99, this game is yet again quite a steal. Now, our next deal is yet again another great returning one with Narita Boy, that is back to 50% off for only $12.49, and will also have its deal running till November 4th. Now here again we have a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania. However, this time there is a very 80s Tron-like storyline to it. And on top of it, it has some of the most interesting visuals I've seen on the Switch, with a very heavy neon-inspired, once again 80s vibe to the whole gameplay. But yet again this week, for any Metroidvania fans that have not picked up this game again, you are getting another excellent deal here with Narita Boy. Now, our next deal is going to be a Hat in Time, the Ultimate Edition, that is now 50% off at $18.49, and will have the deal running till October 22nd. Now, this is a great 3D platformer that was chasing very much, I would say, after the Mario Odyssey type design. Obviously, you're not getting the exact quality as you would from a first-party Nintendo title, but you are nonetheless getting a great game and a great experience, especially when you're getting it at 50% off like today with all the DLC included at that price. Overall, any fans of 3D platformers that just want a really solid entry, I'm convinced that a Hat in Time will satisfy you. Now, our next entry will probably surprise a lot of people that I actually tried this game this week, but I did, with Arcade Spirits at a brand new low price of 45% off for $10.99, with a deal running all the way to October 22nd. When I say that some people will be surprised, is that this is a narrative-driven dating sim. And if people know my channel, I'm generally not super into the narrative-driven storylines, definitely not when it's a dating sim. But this one was highly suggested to me because of how comedic the storyline is. And I've got to say, this game actually managed to pull me in. Also because you can focus more on the friendship side than the necessarily dating side also of the relationships. But also because it's actually set in a world where arcades are still one of the most popular forms of entertainment, which is a world that I would love to live in. But overall, this was a really solid and unexpected great entry. Now our next deal is going to be Neon Abyss that is back to 40% off, dropping the price to $11.99, and will also have its deal running till November 4th. Now Neon Abyss is a run and gun roguelike action platformer, and I know we have a lot of these on the Switch, but this is truly among one of my favorites. What really drives it home for me on this game is the amazing visuals and the smooth gameplay, with almost cartoon-like graphics and extremely responsive controls. But overall, if you also need any more convincing for this one, there's once again a free downloadable demo available. Now the next entry on our list I am so glad is finally getting a discount, and that is Greak Memories of Azur that is now 25% off, dropping the price to $14.99, and that will have the deal running all the way to November 4th. Now first of all, this is a game I fully reviewed on the channel, and I even posted a gameplay video for the first hour and a half of gameplay. It is ultimately a 2D side-scrolling adventure Metroidvania, but with a really original concept where you'll have to be controlling and taking care of 3 characters at once. And although getting used to the control of these 3 characters will take a little bit of time, once you do, this game has one of the most touching storylines and some of the most beautiful visuals I've ever seen. And although it's becoming a theme for this week, once again, if you need any more convincing, this one is also offering a free downloadable demo. Now the next game on our list is also at a brand new lowest ever price, with Sunblaze now being 40% off for $8.99, and will have its deal running till October 21st. Now Sunblaze is an extremely challenging, reflex-based action platformer. If you want just a quick reference point, once again, think slightly of Super Meat Boy. But this game, yet again, has some really interesting visuals and some amazing level designs with some puzzles that will really have you scratching your head trying to figure out how to finish the different levels. So if you're in the market for a really challenging action platformer, definitely take a look at Sunblaze for this week, especially at only $8.99. Now next we'll be looking at a game that's getting a first ever discount, and that is R-Type Final 2, and I specifically pointed out the deluxe edition here that is now 20% off, dropping the price to $47.99, and will have the deal running till October 28th. Now this is a 2D side-scrolling shoot 'em up, and I know $47.99 will feel like a lot, but R-Type is one of the longest running side-scrolling shooter series available anywhere. And it prides itself on very difficult gameplay based around memorization of all the stages and the different tactics. And I've got to say that R-Type Final 2, having it myself as my physical collection, definitely lives up to the standards of its predecessors. Also offering in the DLC a variety of different stages and also dozens of unlockable ships that will really change up the gameplay, this game is one of the best overall 2D side-scrolling shooters I've played in recent years. Now obviously, if you're waiting for a bigger deal, it'll probably eventually hit. However, nonetheless, at least at 20% off now, it starts being an attractive option for mega fans of 2D side-scrolling shooters. Now, if that last side-scrolling shooter was more on the expensive end, I've also included a great entry that just released that is much more on the budget perspective, with Gleylancer that is currently 20% off for only $5.59 and will have the deal running all the way to November 5th. Now, by talking about this game, you guys are getting a little sneak peek because I'll probably be fully reviewing this game next week. But Gleylancer is a remaster of a Mega Drive game that was never originally released in the West, only in Japan. And although we did get a slight port on the Wii U Virtual Console, this newer entry really is the definitive edition of Gleylancer. They've really upgraded the visuals and they've added a lot of modern options to make the game accessible to everyone, like a rewind function. And ultimately, Gleylancer was considered back in the day one of the best side-scrolling shooters available on the Mega Drive, and I would say it still lives up to that name today. So ultimately, if you want to pick up a brand new great shooter at 20% off already, Gleylancer is a great deal at $5.59. So that is it. We are at the end of our eShop deals for this week. And yet again, the lists are slightly shorter, but they are so concentrated with great games at brand new low prices that I really think everyone's going to find something to pick up for this week. Now, as usual, I always have to give a huge shout out to the channel supporters. They help the channel out in a huge way, and if you want to check out all their names, they're all available in the credits of the video. And on the way out, don't forget that if you did like the content, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you aren't already, and hitting that notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.